Hi, my name is Jessie Johnson, and I'm a ladies level 2 mounted shooter from Ellensburg, Washington. I got started in mounted shooting 3 years ago under Tara Goki. She helped me get started in mounted shooting, and she kind of just let me go from there. I had a mare that let me just kind of go with the flow my first year, and then I worked my way up to Cali now, and yeah, now I'm a ladies level 2, and it's been a really good year. I think the part that came easiest in mounted shooting was probably the riding part. Since I've been riding my whole life, I think riding was probably the easiest part, but I know the hardest part was just getting used to the guns. I've never been a shooter. Before the sport was the first time I've really handled guns, so I'd say that was the hardest part, is just hitting my targets, you know, one balloon at a time type of thing. So yeah, I'd say the easiest thing was probably the riding part, you know. My biggest goal in mounted shooting, and I write this down every time before I shoot, is just to be a consistent shooter. I think my biggest goal coming into this year was to become a ladies 2, but after I got my first buckle at my first shoot this year, I was just like, my goal all through mounted shooting is just to be a consistent shooter, you know. But also I think my big goal is to eventually win worlds. I mean, that would be really cool, but I mean, that's my fantasy goal right now. That's not my reality goal.
Yeah.
So this year my reality goals are just, you know, staying consistent, kind of letting my new shooting horse just kind of go with the flow and break her in slowly, and you know, we'll kind of rise to the top together from there. So just about 2 weeks ago I went to Oregon City, and I don't know where my focus was. My level of focus was out of town. It wasn't with me, and I dropped a gun and I missed about 3 balloons in one stage, and I probably had 2 out of 6 clean stages, and that was very humbling because it brings you back to square one. Like, you know, this isn't easy for everyone. Everybody has an off weekend, and that kind of brought me back to like my center, you know, like kind of rejoin, regroup, re-get myself together. So that was a very humbling moment. But it's, you know, it makes me shoot harder, and you know, everybody has their off weekends. So
Better next time.
So what I do to kind of pull myself back together after a really bad stage, I will usually go to my trailer, kind of have my pity party, you know, shed a few tears, do whatever I have to do. You know, I'm a strong person. I try not to let anything get to me like this, but when you're very competitive and you go out there and, you know, you expect so much from you and your horse, I mean, you get really frustrated, you get down on yourself, but you just got to have your little pity party for a minute, and then you got to kind of wake up and just move on to the next stage. And that's what I did a lot in Oregon. Like I said, my focus wasn't just there. It was, and I had totally screwed up. It was just, I was all over the place. So I just kind of had to go back to my trailer after each shoot or stage and just kind of regroup and just bring myself back, and just one balloon at a time, one stage at a time, and that's what my goal is this weekend.
All right,
So.
tell us about the equipment that you have. Tell us about your holsters, your guns, and your jinx.
All right, so these are my guns here. They are Rugers, and they're great. I love them. This is my gun rig. Thank you, Kendall on Sane. And then these are my chinks made from Julie Bacher Leather of Ellensburg, Washington. She does a great job, so if anybody's looking for a nice pair of chinks, I have her number. And yeah, that's about everything.